Hey there, Morbid Maniacs. It's time for another spooky video. And for tonight's spooky video, I'm going to be talking all about the Spearfinger. Now, before I get into this video, if you are new to my channel, hello, my name is Melanie, and over here we are Halloween and paranormal 24/7 all throughout the year, but for the month of October, we will be posting nothing but 31 spooky videos straight. So if you are interested in that, please feel free to subscribe, stick around, and become a part of this little Morbid Maniac family. One evening, you find yourself walking through the Tennessee mountains. The echo of a chilling voice pierces the air. The birds and the rest of the forest animals grow eerily silent. The air changes around you, getting colder. Goosebumps form on your skin with zero explanation. You suddenly remember an old Cherokee legend that was told for centuries. The legend of the Spearfinger. You have two choices. Hide wherever you can, or quietly run. Whatever you decide, you know you cannot stay there. The Spearfinger is an entity from Cherokee legend. She is said to be the form of a witch who resides in the eastern part of Tennessee and the western part of North Carolina. Her fingers are long, bony, and her forefinger is in the shape of a spear or an obsidian knife. It is believed that she uses this finger to cut through her victims. The witch is said to be made of stone. Arrows or any other object which is shot at her will not pierce through her skin. They will instead shatter into pieces upon touching her. She has the ability to lift boulders effortlessly, as well as stack, break, or even mold them together. When she walks, it sounds like thunder, and she is known to crush rocks beneath her feet. She often appears as a harmless old lady. However, Spearfinger has the ability to shapeshift, often using this ability to transform herself into a family member of her child victims. And once she has gained their trust and has now entered into her victim's world, she will begin lacking the ability to change herself back, especially when she's in her victim's presence. And many children who lived near the village were often preyed upon because of the fact that they wandered over to the stream to get a drink or to pick some strawberries. And once the child had laid its head onto the old lady's lap, she would convince them to trust her while she played with their hair and rubbed their backs. At which point, she would stab them in the heart or in the neck with her long finger. She would often keep it hidden underneath her robe. Spearfinger has a craving for human livers. And once she has you right where she wants you, she will take out your liver and eat it. Her mouth is said to be stained from all the blood from all of the liver she's eaten. She will often stab her victims through the heart or through the neck and then proceed to remove their livers so that she can eat them. Her attack is said to be very quick, and whatever part of the skin she pierces, it will not leave a mark. Victims will often be unaware of her attack. It will not be until several days after that the victim will begin feeling very ill and experience a slow, agonizing death. She is usually spotted clutching her chest to hide her exposed heart and clenching her right hand into a fist. When she speaks, her voice echoes throughout the mountains. She will often sing a very terrifying song about her love for human livers, scaring away birds and other forest animals. The air is said to grow colder, and it gets eerily silent. Many will take this as a warning sign that the Spearfinger is near. She is known to be very deceptive The Cherokee were known to be very suspicious of strangers who would wander off and then come visit them, as they were afraid that it was the Spearfinger in disguise. There are very many tales of her deception, many telling a story of how she would shapeshift herself into her child victim. She would then proceed inside of the victim's home and wait until the parents had either left or had fallen asleep, at which point she would stab them with her finger and eat their livers. Parents would often warn their children not to wander into the forest, as the Spearfinger might get them, often disguising herself as their beloved grandmother or aunt. Hunters who were by themselves inside of the woods would often describe a strange-looking old lady who had an oddly misshaped hand. She would be singing her eerie song, her voice leaving goosebumps on your skin. And this would frighten them so bad that they would hastily run themselves back to their villages. In autumn, the Cherokee would burn brush fires, and these fires were known to cover the entire mountainside. This would help them to discover fallen chestnuts. Spearfinger was said to be very attracted to these fires. In other seasons, Spearfinger would search for clouds of smoke which would rise from the valley. In the state of Tennessee, Spearfinger is said to enjoy walking along the trail which meets the Chilhowie Mountain and the nearby Little Tennessee River. She will walk the mountains along the streams and through the shadowy underpasses, sometimes even sitting from high above watching those who passed by. Her favorite home is believed to be Whiteside Mountain. Higher beings would find this to be an arrogant move, as they believed it was too close to the upper world, and so they struck it down with lightning. In the 19th century, the Cherokee pointed out the location where they claimed the remains sat of Spearfinger's Tree Rock. Another mountain legend, which is very similar to the Spearfinger, is known as the Stone Man. Now, Stone Man and Spearfinger were said to be enemies. They sensed the relation between the two of them and how they both had a craving for human livers. Therefore, they became enemies. Stone Man is said to possess higher powers than Spearfinger. Instead of having to pick up boulders, Stone Man would just wave his wand to create bridges which connected to other mountains. The Cherokee would hold a great council involving all the towns which were haunted by Spearfinger. For years and years, they attempted in catching the old witch. So they created a pit and hid it under brush. They would create a fire using green saplings, which would cause a significant amount of smoke in the air. This smoke would attract the Spearfinger, and she would fall into their pit. They shot arrows at her, which would only be deflected when hitting her skin. Nothing they tried would work, and it was at this point that birds flew down from the sky. These birds were seen as celestial beings, there to help the Cherokee in the attack. The titmouse sang a song, the arrows still failing to unalive Spearfinger. This led the Cherokee to believe the titmouse had lied to them. Therefore, they captured it and cut out its tongue, and it flew back up to the upper world. Shortly after, a chickadee would fly down and land on her right hand. The hunters would take this as a sign to shoot her right hand, which was balled in a fist. She sank to the ground, and finally, the curse of the Spearfinger was over. Stone Man would hear of the tales of Spearfinger and how she was conquered, hearing the people's cheers and finding her right hand on top of a post inside the village. He took this as a warning. However, he would later unheed that warning. Despite her death, Cherokee people still tell stories of Spearfinger. Many who travel into the Great Smoky Mountains today will often hear echoes of a chilling voice, or sometimes catch a chill across their skin, with hair standing up on the back of their necks. It's said these are all signs that the Spearfinger is still lurking in those mountains, and that the curse is not fully over. So there is the legend of the Spearfinger. What do you guys think of this creepy legend? Personally, I think it's really cool. Whenever I was reading that last part, like, I legitimately got goosebumps on my skin. This legend really creeps me out, but I think it's really cool, and that's why I decided to share it, because it's a really popular legend in the Appalachian Mountains. So let me know if you guys have ever heard of this legend before and what you think, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big old thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Become a morbid maniac. Also, be sure to hit that bell notification. That way you get notified every single time I upload a new video. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. The Spearfinger gets her name from her oddly shaped finger. Now, I'm sorry, I'm very immature, but like, girl, what you doing with them fingers to make them look like that? Her fingers are long, bony. Her fingers are long, bony, and her forefinger is said... Her fingers are long, bony. Okay, let's do that again. Her fingers are long, bony.